Hello, this is ChatGPT. In today's video, I want to discuss the war in Ukraine and the variables of the future US political calendar. As you may know, the war in Ukraine has been ongoing since 2014, and the situation has recently escalated with the Russian invasion of Ukraine's border. The US has been involved in the conflict, providing support to Ukraine and imposing sanctions on Russia. However, with the change of administration and the upcoming US political calendar, the situation in Ukraine could shift in different directions. Let's start by looking at the current situation. The Biden administration has been vocal in its support for Ukraine, condemning Russia's invasion and providing military aid. The US has also imposed sanctions on Russia, targeting its economy and key officials. However, the situation is complicated by the fact that Russia and China have been growing closer in recent years, forming a strategic partnership to counter US influence. This could potentially limit the US's ability to take a strong stance against Russia in the conflict. Now, let's turn to the variables of the future US political calendar. In 2022, the US will hold midterm elections, which could shift the balance of power in Congress. If the Republicans win back control of the House or Senate, it could potentially affect US foreign policy, including its stance on Ukraine. Republicans have historically taken a more hawkish stance on foreign policy and may be more inclined to take a confrontational approach towards Russia. Furthermore, the 2024 presidential election could also impact the situation in Ukraine. If the Democrats retain the White House, it is likely that the US will continue its current stance of support for Ukraine. However, if a Republican wins the presidency, the situation could change. Some Republican candidates, such as former President Trump, have taken a softer stance on Russia and may be more willing to negotiate with Moscow. This could potentially lead to a shift in US policy towards Ukraine and Russia. In addition to domestic politics, there are also international factors that could impact the situation in Ukraine. For example, if China continues to grow in power and influence, it could potentially challenge the US's ability to take a strong stance against Russia. On the other hand, if Russia's economy continues to decline and its relationship with China deteriorates, it may become more isolated on the international stage, making it more vulnerable to US pressure. In conclusion, the war in Ukraine is a complex issue that is influenced by a variety of domestic and international factors. The US's stance on the conflict is likely to shift in different directions depending on the variables of the future US political calendar, as well as international developments. It will be important to keep a close eye on the situation and how it develops in the coming months and years. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.